Everyone, welcome to the show. I have new Trump regrets to share with you guys, new Trump voters entering the find out phase. So, first up, I have a video to share with you guys. This is from a Trump voter who fell for Donald Trump's promise to make America healthy again. So, check this out.
I'm pretty pissed off right now, and regardless of politics, every single American should be as well. Donald Trump just issued an executive order designating glyphosate-based herbicides as critical to national defense. The order also grants legal immunity to domestic producers. If you're in the know, immediately you would think, what is RFK doing? Didn't he build his entire reputation off fighting big chemical companies and the health risks of glyphosate? He was part of the legal team that secured a nearly $300 million jury verdict against Monsanto. He viewed glyphosate as dangerous, carcinogenic, and a product of corporate malfeasance. The first MAHA report he put out even raised concerns about the implications of glyphosate on our food supply. Since entering the Trump administration, his position clearly softened, where he said even there's 1 million farmers who rely on glyphosate, 100% of the corn relies on glyphosate, and we are not going to do anything to jeopardize that business model. Kind of strange how quickly things changed. So more and more, I think he hardly has any input on actual policy and is really just Trump's puppet. It's once you realize this that the governments are essentially incompetent, the only option is to buy local and actually drive the change as consumers. The grip corporate lobbying has on the food system is absolutely insane that even the head of the HHS is really just a jester with hardly any real power.
I mean, he's giving him way too much leniency, way too much leeway here. Here's the thing, guys. I was hoping that Trump and RFK Jr. would follow through on some of this. I knew, though, that the chances were slim to none because they're just puppets for the lobbyists and for corporate interests. I remember I spoke at an event back in 2016, and I went to this event and was selling my book, and a woman came up. She said, "Oh, I want to buy a book. Can you sign it?" Blah, blah, blah. We got to talking about our mutual interest in natural health and so forth. And she was a Trump supporter. And she realized very quickly I was not. I loathed him. And she said, "Oh, well, I'm just excited, that he's going to get rid of all of the vaccines and he's going to this and that and all these different health things." And I looked at her and I just said, "He's never going to do all of that. You realize that, right?" He is owned by corporate interests. They think because he's wealthy, quote unquote, that he's not. That's not true. It's not true. And he knows in order to get elected, he has to kiss their asses. And to, stay in power, he has to kiss their asses because they will then pressure the other lawmakers to back off of Trump. So if he pisses them off, then they're going to go to the Republican lawmakers and say, "Get rid of this guy, impeach him, remove him." And even though Trump may not need their money, the lawmakers do. So it was very unlikely that any of this was going to come to pass. So for him to say, "Oh, well, I just think that he's, changed his mind and he's not in charge." No, this is the way it works. They're all bought and paid for. So anyway, yeah, Trump, all of them, never going to do anything. Until we get money out of politics, this is the way it's going to be. Anyway, I have more posts to share with you guys from Trump voters who are pissed off about one of Donald Trump's other broken promises, his whole "no new wars," that BS. So someone replied to a post about Trump and his Iran war, and they wrote this: "I am sorry I voted for Trump. I am sorry that I believed in him and that he was an honest man. I am sorry to my fellow Americans. What a letdown." And then another person responded to someone who tried to blame the Democrats for Donald Trump bombing Iran. I'm not kidding. And they told this person, "Sorry, this is all on Trump. This is demonic and evil. I voted for Trump. You can't defend this." I mean, the pretzel logic of some of these cult members is just insane. And then this next person really gets it. They posted this. They said, "There is nothing Trump can say or do for me to gain respect. He is not my president. I voted for him and it was a big mistake. He has controlled Israel puppet and outs Israel first above the American people. His day will come and I will not feel sorry. So I think it meant, it was a typo. I think they meant to say puts Israel first. And then there was a woman named Lola who replied to Donald Trump's media strategist, a guy named Dan Scavino. You guys may remember that guy. And they said, "I'm sorry, I think you have the wrong flag. This isn't what we voted for." So Scavino's post had a flag of it was an American flag. And so I think this person is alluding to, we should probably put up an Israel flag. And I should point out the vast majority of MAGA posts on social media, they're praising Trump. They're thanking him for murdering innocent people in Iran. Of course, that's not what they say, but that is what it comes down to. That's what it amounts to. But there is enough backlash and enough anti-war Trump voters. This will cost them. This will cost the Republicans in the midterms. Anyway, I have another video to share with you guys. Take a listen to why this swing voter now says that they disagree with or disapprove of Trump's presidency.
He was going to push for some difficult decisions, but I didn't fully understand how he would go about it. And I think that I didn't fully understand when I voted for him that I now consider him to be dangerous. I mean, that would be a descriptor that I would use for him, that I think he's a dangerous leader. And I think that I never considered Biden to be actually dangerous to our country. Incompetent at times.
I just don't get it. I don't know how she didn't know that he was dangerous before she voted for him. Anyway, and then speaking of not knowing what Trump was all about, I have a story to share with you guys. This is from the Baptist News Outlet. So it says, I'll bring up the article here if you guys want to go look it up, but it says that faced with deportations of their church members, some Latino pastors who voted for Donald Trump in 2024 now regret their choice, according to Augustin, I think his last name is Quiles. So he is described in this article as the, quote, president and founder of Mission Talk, an organization that mobilizes Latino evangelicals to shape public policy and transform communities. And he shared the story of a pastor who called him. This pastor was all upset because Donald Trump had deported his right-hand person. So Quiles confirmed that this pastor voted for Trump. He's like, "Hey, let me ask you a question. Who did you vote for?" And the pastor was like, "You know who I voted for." So Quiles posed this hypothetical question to him and said, "Okay, well, if ICE offered to bring back all of your deported church members, would you change your vote in the 2024 election?" And he said, "Yes, of course." So it says, the pastor said yes, and Quiles could tell he was remorseful. And Quiles said, Pentecostal Latino pastors vote Republican even against their own interests, against their own immigrants. Their churches are filled with immigrants, and then to make that decision, the question is, why would they do that? Why indeed? So even these people who are supposed to be all about love thy neighbor, give shelter to the stranger, they're also a bunch of hateful hypocrites who do not give a damn unless they personally know the person being deported. And people wonder, why do you hate religion, Gina? It is nothing more than a giant MLM scam to me. People trying to get you to go, you gotta donate, right? Anyway, next up, I have a post to share from a Republican state lawmaker from Tennessee. So her name is Susan Lynn, and she, in 2020, thanked Donald Trump for not sending her son and daughter-in-law off to war. Here is her latest post, though. Please pray for our troops, and if you'd be so kind to especially remember to pray for my son and his family. He was called up and deployed this morning. We do not know to where. I mean, I really do hope that her son is okay. At the same time, I hope she realizes that she did this to him. It is literally her fault that her son is being deployed right now. We had 4 years of Biden. 4 years of Biden, and he did not start a war. He did not start anything with Iran. Okay? So for all those people out there who go, oh, well, Kamala would have started a war. Well, they admit with their own mouths, and Kamala admitted that she wouldn't do anything different than Biden. So obviously she wouldn't have started a war with Iran because Biden didn't start a war with Iran. So anyway, guys, there you go. I will have more for you next week. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, and subscribe. Please donate if you can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.